This podcast is brought to you by Sri Kandi Associates.
Looking for your first matrimonial house, wanting to upgrade, look no further.
For your property matters, contact Sri Kandi Associates at 8788-3559 8788-3559.
Yes, and follow them on Instagram at srikandi.associates.
Sri Kandi, selling solutions, not promises. Hey, welcome back to another episode of OUTSIDEIN.
Your go-to source for honest conversations about relationships and marriage.
So if you are ready, let's go.
Hello.
Alright,
Welcome to another episode.
Another episode lagi. Terima kasih kerana sudi mendengar OUTSIDEIN selama-lama ni lah kan.
Yes, today's guest is, I feel like we have touched a lot of things in marriage, right? So for example, we're trying to conceive lah and things like that. But I feel like this one thing we haven't touched yet.
One thing is
Hari
ni banyak earworm lah. Tadi kita punya guest kan, dia kasih kita satu line je. Lepas tu lagu dia stuck dari tadi sampai sekarang lagu tu.
Apa word tu?
Where's my snack?
Yes, this one thing that I feel like we've never touched on is being caretakers for our parents.
We did have one episode. I think Rina from one of the episodes mentioned that she was a caretaker for her mum.
Oh yes, that's interesting because
for her father.
For her father. For both her mum and her father.
Yeah. Correct.
So Rina is still single as far as I know, but this couple is now married.
Yeah.
So we would like to know more lah about their story.
So
okay?
we'd like to
without
give
further ado,
warm welcome to our guest for today, Khai and Sherry.
So,
say hi.
where's my snare?
Itu dia.
Sempat.
So I think one thing I like about the couple, right? I think before we delve deep, during our meeting on Zoom, we already can sense dorang punya vibes dia macam girik-girik.
Gary vibes,
kan?
yeah.
Dan lepas tu tadi bila buka pintu dia pakai baju Weezer. Means kita sama geng.
That's right, sama kepala.
Sama kepala. Nanti bila jamming
Boleh. I think there was one episode kau pakai Paramore.
Oh yeah.
Dia pakai Paramore.
Kita sama geng.
Y'all watch our episodes lah.
Yeah, we do.
Kalau tak macam mana nak DM kita kalau tak kenal kita?
Not they don't know. So now we tell them lah.
Yes.
Yeah, Khai and Sherry actually watch our episodes.
Yeah, so dorang kirakan pun they are also our insiders lah.
Alhamdulillah.
So kalau korang insiders ada cerita-cerita yang penting ataupun yang nak share things yang to value add to our community, you can DM kita ataupun kalau malu boleh ni lah, go to our Instagram
Google
highlights, ada Google form, then you can submit your stories. And then we'll read the stories in our Pillow Talk segments.
Yes, betul. So now
Aku
kita
pun
nak
berpeluh ya.
So now kita nak kenal lagi Khai dan Sherry.
Yes.
If you don't mind introducing yourselves. Hi.
I go first, okay?
Excited.
My name is Khai. I go by Helluva Khai. A stage name I made up, imaginary stage name for in case.
In case.
Yeah. Boleh.
38 years old, normal. That's what else? Married to this cream puff.
Cream puff? Wow.
I like your hair.
Is that your nama manja?
Banyak. I have a lot of nama manja.
Cream puff, watermelon pigeon.
Wow, kreatif betul kan ini ya.
Wow, interesting.
And yourself lah, Sherry?
I'm Sherry. Sherry Shamila. Yeah. 32 this year.
32 ni.
Full-time worker. And married to Helluva Khai.
One hell of a Khai there.
So usually we will ask our couple lah. First thing to ask is, how did you guys meet?
Siapa nak start cerita?
Jing. I was out of a bad relationship, and then I was I don't know why I wasn't like scared to try again.
Okay, wait,
so
which year was this, if you don't mind?
2000 after 2020.
After 2020, after COVID lah.
After COVID. So I didn't know why I wasn't scared. So I was out using Facebook dating.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I heard other Facebook dating, you know.
There was. Have. But we got married already lah. So I cannot experience the Facebook dating lah. Danger kan.
Okay, silakan.
So I met a couple of kira calon lah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I just pick her
to be your wife.
Yeah, I just pick her.
Okay, before we get to Sherry, okay, I want to ask you, what were you looking for in Facebook dating?
I was looking for someone in the same boat, I guess.
Okay.
Someone that would understand this hard life.
Okay, faham.
Something like that.
Okay. Sherry pula?
Met him at Facebook dating. I actually tried like other dating platforms lah, but it didn't work out. And then when my mother sakit, I totally stopped. I didn't want to meet anybody because I wanted to focus on my mother lah. So tak tahu siapa satu hari tu macam try je lah ni Facebook dating. And then I think because of the Facebook dating is because you will see people yang ada similar friends.
Mutual friend gitu.
Macam I have a friend that is friend with him, but I'm not friend with him. So then macam ada link, because when I like other platforms, they will match you with random people. I don't know if they are scams and all that.
That's interesting.
But I think I know certain apps. Nanti you match oh, I'm from Dubai.
Dubai.
Actually, Facebook dating isn't ideal in like the first time I used it.
Okay.
I think I just got lucky lah. I mean, I really got lucky lah.
Jodoh.
I think sekarang dah tak ada lagi kan Facebook dating.
I don't know. Dah ada
off
deal.
Kalau dia tahu
Good answer.
tengah nak test.
You tak baik kalau cakap yes, apa yang tiba-tiba keluar.
Pasal episode ni habis lah. Okay. Now so just now Sherry was saying that she needed to look after her mother kan. So correct me if I'm wrong, currently you are the sole caretaker for your mother. Okay. So maybe we can start asking deeper about
Your mother's condition.
okay, wait, before we get there. So dah Facebook dating tu kan, I lupa nak tanya ni.
Okay.
So what was your first impression bila dah jumpa tu?
First impression, I remember she was very nervous.
Okay.
Because as compared to the photo she post, right, it's like those strong women like that. Then I like, ni mesti ada something there.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I met her, she was very nervous. Then macam malu. Then I don't know. I'm usually the nervous person. When I'm out with a lady or a girl. But that day I somehow was confident and I just said, don't need to be nervous. I'm not that handsome.
Very brutally honest lah.
And like wanting to make her feel better. So not so nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
So bila you jumpa pula hell of a guy ni kan, they were like, one hell of a man. Apakah perasaan you?
Actually I match with him because gambar dia ada satu gambar ni dia tengah main gitar.
Macam
Alamak,
sama.
macam pernah dengar cerita ni.
So you like music lah,
Yeah,
musicians.
so play guitar and stuff, right? Yeah, then it's always such kalau nak kahwin dengan musician lah kan gitu. Yeah, then
Calm down, girl.
Dia dah ada stage name, tak apa, dah ada. Cuma opportunity belum sampai.
Mana tahu lepas ni boleh ada recruiter nak cari gitaris ke apa kan?
That's right.
Boleh.
then then dah jumpa tu first like dia ni tinggi po dia ni. But I was very nervous lah because before that dulu lah macam like he said I post gambar apa semua, I was confident tu semua, but when I started to jaga my mother, I lah macam dah mellow down, dah macam apa ni, dah grounded macam I'm not all that lah, kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's a different me lah when I met him.
Okay. So bila you dah start to get to know each other, dah start to keluar and all that kan, bila tu masanya, because Khai mentioned earlier yang you looking for someone who is going through the same boat as you. So how long did you actually get to know each other before you found out that this lady also actually is going through a hard life like you mentioned?
I don't remember exactly, but it wasn't exactly looking for someone in the same boat. It was more like I want to see where she comes from, what her background is, to know that maybe she would understand if like my story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe now we can ask. Do you mind sharing what is that story of yours?
I grew up, I would say, in different homes.
Different home.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we didn't have a proper home Like my parents didn't maintain a proper home lah, basically. So we moved from relatives' home or a friend's home, something like that. Throughout since I was 11. Then only probably when I reached in my 30s, then my mother actually applied for a rental flat. Yeah.
Oh, 30, that was quite recent juga lah, technically.
Quite recent. 2020 yeah. That year was the year we got a rental flat. Then I don't know why that rental flat meant so much to me. Like I finally have a space
A
that you can
proper
call a home.
Yeah. Then like it's, I don't know, just that shoulder, the burden off my shoulder, and then I started, hey, I can date now. You know, that sort of thing.
So prior to that, okay, we don't touch about the bad relationship that you mentioned earlier. But prior to being that confident of I can date again kan, apa yang buat you rasa macam you cannot really fully date someone?
I think is I haven't got over the, how do I tell people my family is like this? There's that shame lah.
Okay.
I think it's not really I needed a home. I just needed to say that I have somewhere I stay with my family and that's all thing lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for Sherry pula?
For me, I grew up, my parents divorced.
Okay.
And then we move places to places, tak ada rumah. So sewa bilik lah, apalah with my parents, with my mother and my siblings. Then eventually we also dapat rumah sewa. And then I was 20 plus sampai sekarang lah, dah close to 13 years tinggal rumah sewa.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was that lah. It was the macam kita move around tu semua. Yeah.
Right. And when at that point in time, your mom was still okay.
My mom was okay. Yeah, dia kerja, dia supported us, sekolah semua. Solely her lah.
Alright, alhamdulillah. So I think of course Allah has His plans for all of us kan.
Definitely.
Then despite whatever hardships that you go through in terms of a broken, I won't say a troubled family, but more of incomplete home that you grew up in, you still found a way to fall in love again. So like kadang-kadang I've seen situations where their past or their so-called baggages that they bring forward with them, they are not able to feel what is supposed to be a marriage or love. So I want to understand from your point of view, when you grew up in that kind of situation, kan, what then allowed you to look for the type of love that you want? Like what exactly is that essence of love in your eyes?
Wow, I just got goosebumps.
Oh wow.
Because I remember people helping me out. There was this Malay teacher when I was in secondary school, from I think the whole of secondary school. Okay. So this cikgu ni dah arwah lah. Arwah cikgu Juliana Suun. Anyone who went to Orchid Park Secondary knows this teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was one of those teachers that I don't know, she would make every student feel like she's paying attention to you.
Macam a mother figure giving attention to the child.
Yeah. I wasn't like how to say like in school the popular kid. I'm always the average kid. But she was always like sometimes singling me out and ask me, do you have enough food? Are you eating? And stuff like that. And there was once I think she sat me down and asked me about my family background.
Okay.
And then she told me this one thing, always be the, how to say, the one in the chain that break the cycle.
Wow.
Hashtag break the cycle.
So she put that in me and it stuck. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Wow. So I think not necessarily it could be in this kind of motivating factors. I mean, based on Khai story, it doesn't necessarily come from family members. It can come from people that you least expect. Because kadang-kadang we hear teachers yang just come to school to just teach, but this one she comes to school to nurture you as a human being. Alhamdulillah, she's your guardian angel, I would
Yes,
say.
definitely.
Alhamdulillah.
And this is also a testament that doesn't matter what kind of background you come from, you can choose to be the change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, you guys found each other lah. And I feel like listening to your stories, I can imagine how when you met, you could connect because of similarities in your background and everything. Yeah. So ada tak that moment you felt macam, oh, this is the one. Sherry is the one.
I think for me, like just now you say about kalau kita datang from macam broken families tu semua, we tend not to think that kita would have a chance. So I was in that stage lah, macam fikir alah tak payah kahwin lah, buat apa nak kahwin, semua sama tu semua. So I was in that mindset for a while. So but when I jumpa dia, it was different lah. Like even when kita nak tunang kan, my cousin macam cakap, are you sure you baru kenal dia sekejap? Kenapa aku macam nak nangis? Yeah. So
It's okay, you can
but throughout the whole time when kita nak tunang tu, I was thinking to myself, kenapa I want to kahwin?
Just go for it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
And then
It's okay, take your time.
to me, dia pernah susah. So I needed someone that lah, like can go through the hard times tu semua together. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the reason why I like macam I cannot let go of him lah. Macam it's a once in a lifetime punya tu jumpa lah. Yeah.
And then when Khai was, dia betul-betul, I think when the two of you fall in love, you actually saw that Khai, despite whatever hardship that he was put through as a child and all that, he was there as your support.
Yeah. So growing up, I didn't macam got anybody to talk to semua. So because kita grew up like straight away dah lepas sekolah terus kerja, bayar benda semua. So I didn't have the time to macam enjoy lah apalah. So it's responsibility. Yeah. So when I met him, it was like, kenapa dia ni nak dengar aku cakap Like he will always macam, why you so quiet? Like you can talk to me kind of thing lah. So dia macam, he make me talk more lah. Because before I met him, I was really...
Yeah, I think early on also, and you mentioned that you lost who you feel that you were before when your mom started falling sick.
Yeah.
And then somehow or other, Khai met his guardian angel back in school. And now you met a guardian angel after that.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So I want to ask, when you started taking the role of a caregiver for your mom, kan, how was that feeling? How was the whole responsibility punya feeling? Because I've never had the chance to be a caretaker yet or caregiver yet, but I believe that there's a lot in our community that looks after their parents as a caregiver role, maybe after their grandmother, grandfather, and things like that. And maybe coming from you, I want to understand what is this responsibility that falls upon you. What is that feeling like?
Honestly, at first I couldn't macam. Is very, because when my mother jatuh sakit kan, it's just there's all is that macam there's stages, but then the stages was very fast. So there wasn't time for me to macam mak aku dah tak boleh jalan, mak aku. So there were times that I still feel like okay, maybe this is just a short thing that I need to go through. Maybe my mother is temporary je, dia tak boleh bergerak tu semua. So like she will get better tu semua. But after a while, it really macam terasa like this is permanently already. So yeah, so it took me a while. And then one of the times tu, I think my mother just break down and cry. And then we are not the I love you, you love me kind of relationship. It's just I know that macam this is my mother lah, yeah, but we are not the compassionate. Kita macam
affectionate.
tough love lah. Yeah, verbal.
Okay,
Yeah, so satu kali tu dia, I think she also being macam going through this, I think she also macam feel macam okay, maybe aku akan baik. But I think one of the days dia macam dia just realise I think this is macam it lah. Yeah,
that's
so
why she cried.
then she cried and then she hugged me and then dia minta maaf. So yeah, so that one really feel macam this is my calling lah. To jaga, yeah.
I feel like none of our parents would want to be a burden, you
Yeah.
know, to their own children.
Yeah.
But in this situation, like Sherry bilang, it's macam serta-merta, you know, it just happened, and then, wah, I cannot imagine. I'm just imagining like no parent would want to, you know, have susahkan anak. senang cakap.
But of course, I think I've seen whether we've talked to a few parents and all that. And also this opportunity, I would say, this opportunity that Allah has given you to be a caregiver is like your ticket to heaven, you know? Inshallah.
Then just now when you said that this is my calling, what did that meant for you?
Is the ni dah aku kena tanggungjawab ah. Yeah, so apa ni? At first I was macam still feel macam orang macam cakap jaga mak nanti pahala besar lah apalah, but to me at that point I was very stubborn lah, macam tak this is my responsibility lah, it's not about nak pahala ke apa. It's really I cannot, kalau anything pun I cannot do anything, this is my responsibility now lah.
Sebagai seorang anak lah.
Yeah, so but along the way nampak the macam rezeki, the blessings, nampak dia punya
Ini baru rezeki dunia
Yeah.
Masya-Allah.
Dia senangkan lah. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Dan
Silakan.
I nak tanya Khai pula.
Let's go.
Okay, so when you first dated Sherry kan, did you know that she was the caregiver for her mom at first?
I think first few dates the balik siang thing wasn't explained.
So during the first few dates, of course, Khai mentioned that. When they started dating, pukul 9 kan dia kena balik. At 9 PM.
We meet at 7, like selepas like around that time. Then pukul 9 they would macam I need to go home already.
And as a 30 plus year old, you macam kenapa?
Exactly.
Okay. Then I would bila pergi dating tu pun sempat makan aja, berbual kejap dan kena balik lah. So bila baru-baru tu you ada macam kenapa dia kena balik, dah besar-besar gini masih ada curfew ke?
But then Sherry explained lah.
I think on the 3rd or 4th date she explained her mother's condition lah.
Okay. So being a boyfriend at the point in time sebelum bertunang and all that, apa perasaan you bila you found out that your potential wife is a caregiver for the full-time caregiver for the mother?
I wasn't like taken aback or anything because I think few years before I met her, my mother had a week where she had a slight stroke.
Okay.
So I was living with her and I'm the only child in the house. Not the only child, I mean I was the only one around. So I was the one, I think I felt what she felt for that week. About the mother. So when she said that, I'm like, okay, alright, it's fine with me.
Alhamdulillah lah, jodoh.
Yeah, definitely. I think when they share their story gini, you can really see Allah punya work.
It just makes sense, exactly.
Kan, like pasal you mentioned at the start of the episode, you're looking for someone who can actually understand you, and then now Allah give you Sherry, and then after that Sherry pula got someone yang can relate to her pula. Kan, wow, what a miracle.
I think at that point she didn't know how I'm also kind of taking care of my mom because I'm the only one at home. Then she was worried for her case, but she haven't find out about my side of things.
Right. Okay, so now you mentioned that kan, bila did you feel that, you know, as you pun macam jaga your mom kan, do you feel macam ada kalau dah kahwin macam mana ni?
Slightly lah. That was also the reason why I'm looking for someone who might understand this lah.
Right. So
we have a friend who she's been on the podcast before, Larina. She is a caretaker, not the sole caretaker, but she's one of the caretakers for her father, who is also bedridden. So kita tanya dia lah, you ada tak rasa macam nak kahwin ke apa ke? And then she expressed that of course ada, but it's very challenging for her because she has this responsibility. So I want to ask Sherry pula, for you, did you have that dilemma tak? Ada.
Yeah. So obviously, when I wanted to date, right, my mother is the main thing lah that I will need to carry on kalau nak kahwin ke apa. Then I actually before tu semua, I was someone yang macam fikir tak, ya kahwin lah kind of thing,
right.
jaga mak je. So it was something that I will like, it's very important to me lah. So when when kita nak tunang tu, I told, or a few days in lah, I already say like my mother is someone that I will need to bring. If you want to be with me, it's something that I cannot let go lah. Yeah. So that's the condition kalau nak kahwin.
Takut.
But it's very interesting to see because I can understand the fear that Sherry might have during that point of time. But then, Alhamdulillah, Allah has given her Khai, someone who's like, apa okay je apa? You know that kind of thing.
Ni kan tanggungjawab kira-kira gitu. So bila you lepas tunang tu kan, did you actually have time to meet the mother ke and things like that? Have you I mean, of course dah jumpa maknya kan?
Yeah, we did. I did meet her a couple of times lah.
How was your how was her reaction towards you? Did she ever mention anything towards you ke apa before you actually ask for your hand in marriage? Like maybe the mother pernah cakap like I'm someone who is sick and I need you to look after me ke apa, dia ada cakap macam tu.
I think she didn't directly say that, but she implied it lah. And then at the same time, I think I was at the house with the siblings. Then the abang kira catch me up on what's going on lah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So the whole situation was brought to light lah in a sense. Okay. So bila you dah, now that you, how long have you been married again?
2 years.
2 years.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So now I take it that you're living with your mum as well. Okay. How has it been?
I enjoy myself there.
Okay. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, we finally got a helper. So dah macam lega sikit lah. I mean, but at first I was very macam nak ambil helper ke tak, because to me tanggungjawab is I need to be the one doing it myself. Macam nak kena change her, lap her, that's all. To me, like that's the ideal lah. But then after a while it's like I cannot do this alone lah. Yeah. So finally we had help. We have help. So nowadays, alhamdulillah, smooth sailing.
I got something to add. Yeah, we actually it took a while to get the helper because she being the strong person she is, she wanted to just do it herself.
Okay.
And then whenever they macam down, they just come to me say macam whatever
Luahkan perasaan.
luahkan perasaan. Then eventually I'm like, kan kita boleh get a helper. And then she was like postponing it until she fell at work and broke her and broke her ACL, tore her ACL.
Allah.
ACL.
Yeah, then that's when I was like, kan dah cakap.
Wow, dia macam ni Allah jentik.
Yeah. Tu dia punya, kau jangan degil lah.
I mean, apa dia cakap?
Okay. So just when you said when you wanted to do it yourself kan, can you run us through what is it that you actually have to do for your mother?
Macam because she's bedridden, she cannot walk at all. So it's her diaper. Kalau mandi is like on the weekends kalau dia around, or last time my younger brother would help to transfer her to a chair, and then I will mandi kat toilet. Kalau tak, daily will be the wipe down lah. So the day to day makan, but alhamdulillah she can still use her hands. So feeding is all fine lah. Whatever that she wants to do on her bed tu semua okay. Cuma it's just the changing diapers tu semua lah.
I think dia macam ibarat hospital care gitu.
Yeah.
Right. So boleh jadi nurse lah
after this after my experience ni kan, I really have newfound respect for nurses because the first time that I have to change my mother kan, I nangis because I don't know what to do. And then the hospital macam cakap, okay, you need to come down because we need to teach you how to do.
Training.
Then bila datang tak ajar apa-apa. So I'm like, okay lah, whatever lah. I mean, how hard it is, right? Yeah, so
dalam fikiran lah.
Yeah, just buat je ber. But then it was really eye-opening lah. It's really macam really change.
What made you cry?
The first time tu because I was penggeli. So when the pass motion, I was like, alamak, macam nak buat.
I mean, kalau kita tengok bayi punya diapers, kadang-kadang kita tengok pun dah macam kan. For me lah, I cannot change my niece's diapers. I try.
You have to change your own child's diapers, please.
Ya, insyaAllah. Mungkin tu pasal kita belum ada anak lagi. Mungkin lah, mana tahu. But okay, I mean, sorry sidetrack. But of course, when we see a child's diaper, it can be like that. But now it's an adult. And so we all are adults. We know how it looks like lah. Kan? So I think if you're a penggeli, I think I'm also a penggeli juga. I think I would be in the situation like you juga lah. I would have trouble to go to that. But I think as seseorang anak yang nak menjaga maknya kan, I think that kind of feeling eventually faded away.
Yes, definitely. I mean, not in a bad way. Macam after a while, jaga. I just took it as okay lah. This is my daily already. So I didn't realize until one day ada one of those nurses yang come to visit.
Okay.
And then selalu orang datang will ask, my mother's name is Ja lah. So Ja, apa khabar tu semua. So when this nurse came, right, she never asked my mother. She say, wait, I need to ask you first. Are you okay? Then I'm like, why are you asking me? Yeah. So that was the first time I feel like macam, actually, I think I needed that lah. Macam everyone was so focused on the yang pesakit, tapi yang penjaga, Kenapa aku nangis lagi?
It's okay. I understand that it's emotional. I think not a lot of people understand that it's a big responsibility, big sacrifice that you are doing.
I think in one of our previous episodes dengan Kak Shaa and the mom also, they mentioned about how it's a life cycle. And then bila kita yang bayi, mak kita jaga kita. And then now that when our parents are getting older, we are the ones that reverse the role. Then now it's in the diapers, the changing, the mandikan and all that. So the whole it's really a cycle if you look at it that way. But the difference is that you have been more emotionally attached to your mom for many years, kan? And then when you mentioned about the nurse asking you if you're okay, so what exactly was when she asked you that, apa yang go through your mind?
I was like, kenapa kau tanya aku? Kan patut tanya dia. So I didn't understand that at first lah. Then after a while kan, macam there were days macam my mother was sick, dia macam diarrhea tu semua. There were days when I tengah tukar dia, I nangis because macam why is this, macam kenapa me gitu. Right. So there were days like that lah. But after a while it macam pelan-pelan lah. So
it becomes like a daily task for you kan. But then the thing about us humans is that bila kita dah biasa buat something, we tend to put our emotions, feelings aside naturally. Pasal dia macam kalau tak buat, siapa dah buat, But kita, like I say, I think in when the nurse ask you that question and then you felt the way you felt, I feel that there's a part of you yang macam left untouched. Macam aku tak nak sentuh emotion ni, pasal if I do that, siapa nak jaga mak aku pula. Then it will become like you yang perlu the attention. But after all, every caregiver have their own mental state also. And I think it's a big reminder for all out there yang tengah menjaga mak bapak tu, if you need time to be yourself and recuperate in terms of your mental health, please go and look for someone to seek help lah.
Yes.
I think I can safely say that Khai is your release,
my punching bag.
Your punching bag.
So back then bila you baru buat tu as a caregiver kan, Khai belum ada dalam picture lagi kan. So now that he is there as your husband, how has it changed your mental state apart from before the helper came into the picture?
I think for me, there were days macam penat but then in front of my mother I still macam I need to do this. Tapi bila nanti masuk bilik, so macam dia how to say dia macam my
Listening ear lah.
listening ear gitu. Yeah, that's the thing macam ada teman macam gitu, they listen. Yeah.
And it helps you lah. Then for Khai pula, bila when you see your wife going through all these kind of things, like, do you know that she was having a hard time maintaining her mental health when she was being a caregiver?
Some days are more obvious than others are. Like they would bentak sometimes. Like she needs the thing to work right. It's normal lah ni. Everyone will go through it. I'm not like showing her aib or what. Is she would macam mengamuk or lempar benda, then sometimes she marah tau. Dia tengah buat benda like tengah tolong mak kan, and dia tak boleh express. Nanti dia just nangis. And if I caught her like mengamuk kat mak ke apa, like ternaik suara, when she comes in, she thinks she's going to luahkan perasaan, I'm going to tell her go out and say sorry. Something like that lah. It's not always I'm comforting her lah. I sometimes feel like tak boleh gitulah. We cannot do it like that.
Okay. So would you be able to explain to us a bit more about your role, not as a caretaker, but the caretaker for the caretaker?
Okay. In the house, I guess my role is the clown. Because mak is gerek like having passed the barrier of like tunang, then now mother-in-law, right? Because I haven't been married, so I don't know. I always hear that there's this mother-in-law macam not born, like scary mother-in-law stories.
Monster-in-law they call it.
Monster-in-laws. And then I thought I would be mesti kena punya ni mesti kena marah ke something Then eventually I feel like tak mak very boleh gurau. Like every day I go home, I would say something funny, that like minta lauk meripik, all this lah.
Lauk ikan kekek ke?
Something like that lah.
Besok boleh try nak lauk ikan kekek. But I think it's good to have a person like Khai that can lift up the atmosphere a bit, because it's very dense and down.
It can be tiring lah.
Yeah,
It is tiring.
definitely.
As a caregiver kan. I think for Khai pula, I think when you first moved into the house to see the whole actual situation living there kan, what is apa nama dia? What did you actually do on top of looking after your wife? Just for let's say for others yang nak kahwin.
Untuk mak.
Untuk mak. Yeah.
If I mean, like I usually help out carrying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that
Macam
Heavy lifting.
the lifting lah, the heavy lifting.
Right. Because I think for caregivers yang belum kahwin and they are looking for a partner, look for someone yang gah sikit.
Not only that lah. Sometimes you also need to, like, because the whole house is all. I'm not saying females cannot do it. I'm just saying sometimes they are not as electronic savvy or current, like power current. I'm the kind of person who likes to. I'm not a handyman. I just enjoy watching YouTube tutorials. Then Then when I do it, and I can do it. I'm that person lah.
Right.
Yeah.
So YouTube was your guru.
Yeah.
Sama kan? Belajar masak pun kat YouTube. But I think the whole dynamics, you can really see the whole dynamics between Khai and Sherry kan. It's like they are really complementing each other punya, where she needs help in, Khai is there to support. Where Khai needs help in, Sherry is there to support. So now with that being said, how then does Sherry value add to your life? Because you mentioned previously how you look for someone yang understand your life. So now that you are both are married, so we've been talking about Sherry for the past few minutes. Now I want to know about you pula.
Okay. If I'm being honest, right, I'm actually a very dark person inside.
Dark.
Yeah, and I don't usually. I think humor is like a defense mechanism. Like all people do it, right?
Yeah.
So people don't really know what's inside, and then sometimes when I used to be by myself, I'm usually very impulsive with things like duit, like, oh, I want that guitar, I'm buying that guitar, that sort of thing. She brings me back down to earth, and then she doesn't just. It's not like a teacher that just teach you the lesson. It's also a teacher that if you get here, you get this reward. So I learned to, how to say,
So she guides you.
something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So instead of just what aja, you learn how to maneuver and
Yeah.
go
How do I
towards your
get
goal.
that, but still not like suffer in the long term or something like that.
Right. Oh, I feel like I can relate to that.
Really?
Because just to share, Ian, before he met me, he is not good with savings, money and things like that.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Aku
And-
nak
Dia
kasut
ada
baru.
financial advisor.
Yeah,
Yes.
dia Ministry of Finance sekarang.
Yeah. And I feel it has got to do something with the fact that he wasn't shown that it's possible. So for example, macam kita nak kahwin kan. So just letak the wedding is 30-40k. So to him is like, sialah macam mana aku nak save money, macam
Sama,
duit
sia.
macam mana,
Sama,
kerja
sama.
macam mana, nak cari kerja mana.
Aku sampai terfikir nak kena buat apa nak kena kerja 3-4 kerja pun.
But then I set him down. I suka plan. So I have a whole Excel sheet, right? So I put down, okay, you save this amount of money every month. I save this money every month. And you see by this time we can get this. So it's possible. Then dia
Yeah.
macam,
Lepas tu COVID. And then dah COVID, everything slash apa?
yeah.
Dah
Alhamdulillah
settle.
lah.
You know,
Kita punya
macam
rezeki.
kita dah boleh kahwin. You know, like literally dah boleh kahwin. Boleh lah.
boleh kan?
Before that selalu macam tiap-tiap dah nak penghujung bulan ni, macam mana aku nak makan ni. Maggi, you know. But then lepas tu bila dapat gaji, nak beli kasut baru lah.
Yeah.
Adidas NMD tu macam lawa. Beli.
Gitu.
So
Okay, now I want to touch a little bit of the future lah, right? So currently Sherry is taking care of your bedridden mother, and then Khai also has responsibility of your mom, your single mom, right?
Yes.
So moving forward, of course they shared that they have plans belum dapat rumah, is it?
Waiting for the house to be ready lah.
Waiting
BTO.
for the house
Yeah,
already.
okay.
So what
It's
are
nearby.
your no,
tengah
maksudnya-
Tengah.
Tengah.
Hey, boleh start band lah ni.
Your stage name apa pula?
Huh? I can station kan Aryan.
Jadi go je.
Okay. So what are your plans moving forward? Bila you dah ada rumah tu, what are your plans?
Dia kira macam Megazord combine. No?
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans is a war lah.
Oh no, sorry.
Dia macam Digimon juga.
Dia macam
the
Digimon.
human and the Digimon combine.
Semua satu rumah.
Yeah.
Also you bringing in your mom as well as your mom to the
Yeah.
house.
Okay, so what are the responses that you have gotten so far from your friends bila diorang dengar?
Oh, for me the younger generations would be, are you sure? Boleh ke? Are you sure you can take care of both, or are you sure you can live with your mother-in-law gitu.
Okay.
But then the older generation will be, adik kau untung sih dapat bawa mak, dapat jaga mak, dapat tu. That's like, apa? It's just is the situation is this lah. Like macam kita got no ada macam apa ni arrangement. So the only
feasible
one is our mothers coming together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your opinion, what have you heard so far from your side?
It's the same thing
Sama juga.
The same thing.
Right. Because I think the first worry is I think we have mentioned this before. Okay, we talk about ni how the daughters will be living with the in-laws, mother-in-law kan, they will say that they can never be two queens in the house. So sekarang technically speaking, kalau
There's
kita
three.
there are going to be 3 queens in the house kan.
Yeah.
So but before we get to that, how's your relationship with your mother-in-law?
Alhamdulillah, because my mother-in-law is still independent, so they still can go to work, walk tu semua. So okay lah, dia very rugged. So kita sama rugged. Yeah,
okay,
so
that's
boleh joke, boleh gurau kasar. Yeah, Alhamdulillah lah.
Yeah. So even though there's this sentiment out there, right, that kalau duduk dengan in-law susah lah apalah, but it also really depends on your own situation. Like orang apa ni? Kita semua lain-lain, you know. Our situation is different. Our mothers are different, our husbands are different. So kita tak boleh nak samakan semua, you know. So if this is the only feasible option for you right now, insyaAllah that is the best for you.
Yeah,
Right now.
make it work lah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make it work.
So okay, maybe we can share a little bit more of how you as daughter-in-law, how do you maintain your relationship with your mother-in-law?
Wah.
This one just came off my head because I have seen komen juga yang kata susah lah kalau tinggal dengan mak mertua, things like that, you know. And I want to understand where is this susah coming from, and if there is, how do we get over that?
Okay, because for me, I haven't lived with her yet. So, but at the moment, kita still macam once in a while call each other, berbual. Kalau tak jumpa on the weekends pun, nanti she will always call me. Or malam sebelum tidur, kita will call, berbual on the phone. We joke, tu semua.
Right.
Yeah, so okay lah, Alhamdulillah. Macam dia tak susah. Yeah, dia. I think maybe because kita come from the macam dia don't apa they don't judge me lah, macam whatever my background tu semua. Maybe because kita pun go through the same kesusahan whatever tu semua, so kita sama-sama rugged lah.
Sama rugged.
Actually, my mother is always usually close to the in-laws than the actual child.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Jealous tak?
Not really.
I mean, there's this saying that you know, sometimes when only the ones that have walked the path can actually feel and resonate the whole emotion. So what we're trying to do here is that bukan kita nak buka aib ke apa, but more of we are sharing stories of how we can best be comfortable in other people's shoes, you know, and also to show that bukan sentiasa not everyone yang go through a good life can also have a good life, you know. There's so many different cabaran yang kita akan diberi oleh Allah. So kita kena ingat yang no matter what challenges that we face in our lives kan, somehow ada kalau kita berdoa dengan cukup berdoa, cukup berusaha as a son, as a daughter, as a husband and wife, kita akan diberi berkat lah oleh Allah untuk kita really, you know, be given that strength to go forward. And alhamdulillah, you guys punya plan, you know, insyaAllah will be a good future kan. Because the whole idea of bringing your mother in to look after you, to me that is really noble of you lah. The whole idea.
See as that because it's a necessity.
Kan?
Yeah.
That's the difference, you know, because you find it as a necessity tau. But for me, because I am not in your situation, I won't be able to understand why is it a necessity. Because to me, I'll be like, okay apa, mak ada rumah sendiri apa, buat apa nak datang rumah kita, you know. I have that mindset because my mother is able-bodied and whatnot. And you know, I don't find, personally, I haven't been able to feel what you actually felt. So I think that's where it's important for us to, you know, it's great that you both of you are here to really share.
I feel that the feeling that you have right now for both of your mothers, tu je dah rezeki Allah kasih for you to have this rasa bertanggungjawab, rasa that no, this is what I should do, you know. That in itself is something that is beautiful lah.
Yeah. I mean, just to share also, I've seen cases where I think I shared with you of course that the parents are alone sampai dia mati. And then sometimes the anak is like, oh, I do not want to have anything to do with them pasal dulu dia tak jaga aku. You know, those kind of stories. And then there's toxic parenting lah, blah blah blah. So all these kind of things really makes me think macam, how then kalau kesian ke tidak orang ni yang, you know, dah tua, tak ada orang jaga, end up in nursing home, and then they just wither till the last breath, and tak ada orang untuk uruskan jenazah and things like that.
I think where I'm staying or he's staying also, there are cases where older people, dorang duduk seorang, and then when dia dah meninggal, tak ada orang tahu kat dalam. So dah tahu dia dah gone. So it's very sedih lah.
Oh, okay. I want to ask. This is just out of curiosity because you have a lot of responsibilities, right? To take care of your mum, and then bila sebelum ada helper tu, now you are more okay, relax sikit, boleh breathe sikit. Before that, how then did you connect or spend time as husband and wife?
Yeah.
Kita bila keluar kita ada time limit. Kan? Every time kita keluar, like before I keluar, I will change pampers. Then I make sure my mother dah makan semua. Okay, kita keluar for 5 hours ke 3 hours. Then the moment she call je, Kak, pampers dah penuh. Okay, balik. So we had timings lah.
And this is only
we also had help a neighbor help.
Oh yes. Shout out Auntie Linda.
Auntie Linda.
Auntie Lily,
Salah.
Auntie Lily, thank you for helping Sherry's mom.
She was like the
Masak sedap.
The
I miss her
MVP.
cooking. Yeah.
There was the least likely person to help because dia is just a neighbour. So bila my mother baru-baru sakit kan, kita, because I'm working full time, kita had very limited time to arrange her care after the hospital. So the only person that my mother could think of is this person lah, this Auntie Lily, because they used to take care of her uncle. Dah passed away tak salah. Then who is also bedridden, so kita sought help from her lah. So kebetulan dia tinggal tingkat 11, kita tingkat 5. So every day in the morning when I'm at work, they will turun lah. Dia turun tukar pampers.
Wow.
Then it's really, I don't know how to terhutang budi lah. Yeah. So I think I'm lucky in that sense that Allah gave me this kind of help. Yeah. So
I mean to it's like walaupun dia macam cabaran in terms of your mental, in terms of your mak saya sakit, things like that, but the beats yang Allah kasih macam
it's unexpected and macam it took me macam once it took me a while lah to macam fikir kenapa this person that is an outsider tau, it's not even a relative, they're willing to help.
And like we mentioned also earlier on, sometimes is the least expected person that comes and impacts our life a lot. Kan? But and is she orang Melayu kita ke?
Orang Melayu kita. Yeah. There was the first person yang ajar me macam mana nak lap pampers. Yeah, they came to help me lah. Macam I was freaking out macam ni. Yeah, so dia macam okay, this one you need to do like this tu semua. Yeah.
Is she working full time ke?
At that point tak. So we paid her lah macam tolong during the day. Pasal kita pun tak minta dia masak. Then eventually dia nak masak kan. Yeah.
Wow.
Is just a job.
Is she still helping you guys?
No, because kita dah ada full time helper.
Helper, right.
Then I also heard dia punya mother pun need caring. So yeah.
Auntie Lily, if you're hearing this, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mana tahu one day we can have taste your cooking also. Kai macam kata sedap aja kan.
Nasi goreng the best.
Nasi
goreng, sambal balado.
Yeah.
A lot. I miss her cooking sir.
But do you guys still keep in touch with Auntie Lily?
Yeah, we do lah. But nowadays dia macam tak nampak sangat. I think because kita punya timing tak meet lah. So by the time I balik dia dah probably kat rumah. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Well, but I think the most important takeaway from this is that kita I mean when you are faced with certain situations, don't let it control you in a sense where you give into the negativity. Because from right in front of our eyes here, Khai and Sherry here, they have gone through so much in their life from when they were young sampai sebelum kahwin, sampai dah kahwin pun there's this cabaran that you guys have been receiving, but alhamdulillah korang punya strength with each other, with Allah pun is really helping you guys to so, and also when Khai shared just now about how his arwah cikgu dia cakap to break the cycle kan. We are strong believers of that kan. And then to hear this coming from someone else also is really what we stand for. Yang no matter how difficult your life can be, let's break that cycle and make it better for ourselves.
And I also like to add is because we so far all we have shown is macam the good things, beautiful parts of marriage and things like that. But
ni pun beautiful.
Yalah, but the reality is some of us, like I always say, kita semua lain-lain perjalanan, right? So the typical mindset when we get married is that kita get married and then we have a child and then we spend so much time together. But know that there will come a time that you have to really consider to take care of your parents, because that is something that is just a national
Geography channel.
Natural progression.
Natural progression.
Lain orang lain cerita macam for example Khai dengan Sherry, they have to take care of their parents now, but maybe for some of us, like maybe for us, few years down the road, there will be that time. That it could be our time to take care of our parents. So it's not just macam cakap I feel like I used to be selfish Macam bila kahwin tu, I just want to spend time with my husband. I don't care. I want to build my own family. Now is my time to build my own family. But now as I'm meeting more guests, listening to more stories, I'm starting to realize and understand that it's not just about me lah. Like our life, one of the most important people in our life is our parents. And doesn't matter, I mean not doesn't matter lah, but it's our marriage, but in the end there will be a time that we have to embrace them as well, because
I think one thing I want to put in is that I think Ustaz Ma'az mentioned bila kita kahwin tu, kita bukan kahwin each other, kita kahwin keluarga kita, which includes our parents.
I mean it's okay to enjoy your time now kalau you belum ada anak, or like you are just newlyweds and things like that, but just
be prepared lah.
Open your minds, open your hearts that one day there will come a time and you have to consider to really think about it lah.
So if kita semua ni masih having that so-called freedom of loving each other without having any responsibilities yet, korang use this time to maintain a good relationship dengan your parents juga. Pasal with that also, I think it helps to create a better future in terms of, let's say kalau nak kena jaga ke apa, because you mentioned you also have good bond with your family kan, with your mum, and I think that helps in a sense where bila dah susah tu, bila mak minta tolong, kita dengan rela hati kita nak tolong, kan?
Kita doa yang kita akan dapat that feeling lah.
InsyaAllah.
When the time comes, yes mom, come to me, I will jaga you. InsyaAllah, please ya Allah. When the time comes, please meet me.
I pun nak
open
dapat,
up my heart.
I pun nak dapat ganda pahala yang tinggi.
Betul, insyaAllah. kita nak korang semua
Cikut.
Okay lah, before we end this episode, I think we want to give this opportunity for the two of you to say a few words to each other. Probably, take this time to really reconnect if you haven't. I mean, so
say thanks or
anything that you want to each other lah. So who wants to start first?
Anything I say will be meluat sah.
Say je.
This will be on record tau. Kalau let's say dia apa you play, you tak juga minta gitu. Okay, siapa nak start dulu?
Silakan.
Okay, let's go.
Silakan Mr. Khai. Hello Khai.
I say to you.
Yes.
Sherry Shamila, thank you for being around. Thank you for existing actually. Thank you for existing. I wouldn't know where I'd be if I didn't meet you. I wouldn't know what I'm capable of doing if I hadn't met you, and thank you for existing.
Welcome. To Khai, thank you. I think I feel like I'm lucky lah to have met Khai. That macam make me feel like I can finally talk, open up to semua. And then you have been a very strong person in my life lah at the moment. Yeah.
Sekarang je.
Dah lah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to cry again. Yalah, Alhamdulillah, I always thank Allah and always doa kepada Allah for the best for you lah. Yeah.
InsyaAllah.
Amin.
Thank you so much, Khai and Sherry, for being so open and vulnerable in sharing your story. And also, it is a reminder for us even that, our parents are getting old, they are getting weaker, and at some point we have to embrace them.
Yes.
Right? InsyaAllah. So you guys, jangan lupa this episode is brought to you by
dah masuk
Sri Kandi Associates.
Yes.
Looking for your first matrimonial house? Looking to upgrade? Look no further.
For your property matters, contact Sri Kandi Associates at 8788-3559.
And follow them on Instagram at srikandi.associates.
Sri Kandi selling solutions, not promises. Once again, thank you Khai and Sherry for
Thank you so
being on our
much,
podcast.
Thank you.
To the rest of you, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our ladies from Sri Kandi Associates.
Bye.
Sri Kandi jangan tak jadi.
Alright, we are back again with our Sri Kandi ladies,
Yes,
Lia
Liza.
dan Liza.
Saya cakap Liza dulu, cakap Lia dulu. Lia and Liza and Lia.
Okay.
Apa-apalah.
Hari ni kan, I nak tanya korang.
Okay.
Korang pernah main game Contra tak?
Pernah Contra Strike. Dulu kau main juga sih.
Tak, Counter Strike. Contra dia 2D.
Oh, tak pernah. Tak pernah.
Dia satu lelaki, dua lelaki.
I think I know. Yeah, I did. I remember.
Yes,
Ada gun gitu kan.
Yeah, then you can
Tak
choose.
tahu.
Tak pernah main.
I play Counter Strike.
I ada game Contra. Nanti kita boleh main.
I remember. I think I played before. Yeah.
Hari ni kita nak berbual pasal video game ke?
Tak, kita nak berbual pasal Contra.
Oh, Contra.
Bukan video game, tetapi apakah itu Contra? Maybe you can share with us apakah maksud Contra ni?
Okay, Contra kan basically kalau you want to sell your house and you want to move forward to buying another house, you want the cash proceeds right to flow smoothly to the next house.
Okay.
You use this Contra for the process.
Okay.
Yeah, so for you, in order for you to use this Contra process, you have to use both HDB loan.
Okay.
You
So
tak boleh
first house
pakai-
and second house HDB
Yes,
loan.
HDB
Okay.
loan. Pasal kalau bank loan to HDB, then it's another process lah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's another procedure. Yeah, so most of the clients would prefer to do this. Dah jual rumah, then transition to your second house smoothly. The cash
Okay.
proceed goes from 1 to 2. Point A to point B.
Okay.
Dah. So when you reach HDB kan completion, you dapat keys lah.
Okay.
For both unless ada extension.
Okay,
Then that's
okay.
another story
Bila
lah.
ball game Yeah.
Okay. So this Contra is the term between is the money lah basically, is it?
Macam the process of
Process.
transitioning from flat A to flat B.
And the
Yeah.
CPF usage lah. They will just park to the next house easily lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how then do we ensure that this kind of things happen smoothly then?
Oh, ada timeline nak follow. This timeline yang banyak orang tak tahu lah kan.
okay.
So that part you all contact us lah. Then kita akan explain.
Pasal memang I think because we haven't gone through that experience of
Second
selling
house.
a house or second house, because I only cuma boleh ingat apa kalau nak ambil apa nama dia, nak jual rumah, nak beli rumah di second house. I know from my parents, from my sister, you know, bila nak jual rumah tu nanti dia kena jual rumah dulu, habis nak beli rumah dulu, kena beli rumah dulu. Salah. Jual rumah dulu baru boleh beli rumah. So
Boleh,
this process
tapi ada some cases that I pernah beli dulu pun. Benar.
Okay. But ada juga dia punya flow lah. that
Yeah,
you
the
need to-
timeline lah.
The timeline.
Tu
Yeah.
a bit chim to explain here. That's why kalau kita meet face to face, then you can explain further.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so apa lagi yang boleh share pasal Contra ni?
Ada.
Okay, for example, when you do Contra, that make sure that it's HDB loan to HDB loan lah, like Liza mentioned. So kalau HDB to bank loan tak boleh lah. That one, like she mentioned also, there's a 3 weeks punya gap as well.
Right.
That one, of course, as an agent, we have to advise you all accordingly lah.
Okay.
Because we also want you to have a house.
Ya, kirakan tu
Yeah.
macam HDB to condo gitu ah.
Pun boleh juga. Tu pun ada some timeline we have to consider.
Okay.
Yeah, for those people who want to asset progress lah.
Okay, one quick question Kalau kita jual rumah tu kan, whatever cash proceeds tu, I think you mentioned in one of our segments kan, you must maintain a certain amount and don't use it all.
The 50%.
Yeah.
proceeds.
Yeah.
I ingat kan,
Yeah. That one important tau. Jangan spend tau. Because the temptation to spend that money is there, you see. Yeah, people macam, okay, jual dulu lah, kita just hurry-hurry. But jangan, always keep that half cash proceed. But it must be more than 50,000
More than 50,000.
Kalau less, you don't need to park that half.
Right. More than 50,000.
Yeah, you don't need to park.
So kalau for example 70,000, you have to keep 35,000.
Yes, for your next house.
Okay.
Because if not, nanti you have a problem lah to get the 35k to pay for your next house. Atau in a few years down the road ke apa.
But some of them actually I heard go overseas. Then after that they already spend that money. Yeah, so also quite troublesome lah. They may have to appeal because they don't have that money actually.
Itu scary sih. Macam
It
nak beli
happens
rumah apa
lah.
tu macam mana duit? Tak ada.
Yeah, a lot of
pakai.
people don't know this, you know. They spend. When I first joined real estate, I didn't know about this process also. Yeah, until I learned, and macam, oh okay, terkejut juga.
Yeah.
So please don't spend that money walaupun tempted kan.
Yeah, Contra guys, Contra.
Yes.
Just put it inside like a saving punya account, then don't touch it.
Yeah. Fix D.
But not all parties can use. Only one party can use Contra.
Oh.
Yeah, that's another thing. For example, when I want to buy for my client room house, then I will tell the agent I'm using Contra. So I hope their side don't use lah. If not, takut timeline lari juga. Kalau diorang nak buat, I tak boleh buat.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why you have to speak to professionals to make sure that timeline really match lah. We don't want to buy for them a house and then sell habis sekali temporary they have no place of stay. So
Right.
it's,
Actually, I dengar pun I pening.
Ya,
Tak
kan?
apa. Kalau you macam you pergi je contact orang. You pergi je contact orang kat Sri Kandi
I
Associates.
cuma tahu Contra game.
Ya. I pun tahu kontrak game je.
Tak, you tahu you Contra Strike.
It's not even the pronunciation.
Pasal the thing is because I know that bila kita jual rumah kita, duit kita masuk CPF, lepas tu and then ada cash proceeds, then nak beli rumah, all this will go to the next house.
Yes.
So
Correct.
this is all called
Contra.
So jangan sembarang Okay, I know yang bila kita tengah fikir pasal nak beli rumah, and then kita tengok kita jual rumah kita, for example 500,000, kita beli rumah 500,000, pasal plus apa-apa grants yang mungkin akan dapat for the second house, ada ke tak ada, kita cuba nasib.
That one depends lah. Kalau ada parent housing grant that you all haven't used, but it will reflect in dalam HFE lah.
HFE, right?
Yeah.
So jangan lupa apply HFE dulu sebelum kita nak jual rumah.
Yes.
Ataupun beli rumah.
The very first step.
Yeah.
Dia macam kalau first time buyer dengan second time buyer macam different a bit, right? Because there's the aspect of selling and buying, kan? So kita sekarang ni dah bukan first time buyer tau. Kita insyaAllah kalau ada rezeki dah MOP, tak tahu lah, kita belum discuss, tapi adalah idea untuk maybe move. So untuk kita ni second buyer, can you tell us very very briefly the process or the timeline very briefly?
Okay. I cuba jawab.
Exam RES ni. Okay.
I nak jual, I engage Sri Kandi Associates, number one. Engage Sri Kandi Associates. Lepas tu I kata I nak jual rumah. So lepas tu then your advice will be apply for HFE. Apply for HFE dulu. Lepas tu I dah jual, I nak jual rumah ni 700,000. So at least $700,000. Macam the previous episode, tak boleh sembarang list kena ikut, nak tahu macam mana nak price, contact Sri Kandi.
Yes, they will advise you.
They will advise you dalam price. They kalau let's say 700,000, okay boleh. Lepas tu dah dapat jual, dah dapat buyer, baru boleh cek rumah.
Yes.
So the amount of money kita dapat tu tak boleh sembarang.
Betul.
Simpan.
Boleh tu kan, boleh extension kan?
Boleh.
I selalu dengar extension.
Both sides kena agree lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Must have an agreement.
Extension. Kita
Willing
extend 3 bulan.
buyer gitu. Willing buyer, willing seller lah.
Right.
Extension ni.
So these 3 months actually for you to renovate your house. For
Yeah.
your you stay at your old house for 3 months. Then your new house supposedly dah start renovating lah.
Right.
sebab tu
Unless you have another place to stay like your in-laws ke apa, then tak
Like,
payah.
story.
Yeah, like the previous owner for this house, dia tak ada extension. Yeah, because when I asked him, ni lepas ni memang dah ada rumah. Tak, I stay with my parents.
That's quite straightforward ah.
Yeah, so the day kita dapat kunci tu, the day kita boleh masuk.
Correct, but that's not all cases macam gitu. Some of them they have to wait for 3 months before they can get their keys
That's
lah.
the maximum amount lah.
Yeah.
That's why timeline very important. Macam planning. I mean planning. Sebab kalau macam I rasa kalau dah jual, lepas tu cock up somehow, then renovate, lepas tu renovation belum habis, tapi dah nak kena keluar dari rumah, then macam pening dah.
Tidur bawah jembatan lah.
Jangan. Jembatan kan.
Nanti kena halau tu seller, halau that kind of stories. Jangan.
We try to avoid all that kind of situation lah. Pasal the most important thing is kita kena engage Sri Kandi Associates.
Betul.
Pasal kita nak smooth procedure.
Kalau kita tak tahu, kita jangan pandai-pandai tahu. Kita approach orang yang bertauliah lah untuk tolong kita.
The most important, the first consultation is free.
No obligation.
No obligation.
Always free.
Always free. So contact mereka di 8788-3559.
InsyaAllah dah ingat
Dah hafal.
Follow them on Instagram at srikandi.associates.
Yes.
Sri Kandi, selling solutions,
Not
not
promises.
promises.
Jangan ke mana-mana. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
We wrap it up first. Okay, we come to the end of another episode with OUTSIDEIN.
If you like what you hear, please follow us on all our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah, share with all your friends and family members so that they will also know about Sri Kandi Associates.
Betul.
Okay, jangan lupa nak follow mereka kat Instagram, okay? Make sure you follow, alright? Then, we learn something from this episode, insyaAllah. Till next time, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.